Chaz, earlier on you said you got 3 children. I just wondered what sort of dad you are. Are you a generous dad?
Well, I think I am, yeah. I'm encouraging dad. I think they all like me.
Yeah. Because you come from very humble beginnings. I know, when your mum was raising you, you didn't have much money.
Yeah.
I think you've got a few bob now. But, how do you sort of treat your children? Do you, make them work for their money, or do you give them a little bit here and there?
I like to try and find a happy medium, that they know the value of life and the value of this and the value of that, but at the same time, and they're growing up all right. They're all good kids, so we must have been doing it right. I think I'm doing it okay.
What's the most extravagant thing you've ever bought yourself?
Bought myself?
Yeah.
Grand piano, I think, but then it's not really extravagant. That when I bought a Bechstein grand piano, that was pride and joy. And I've also got an old Willys Jeep that I've had for 25 years now. 1943 Willys Jeep. I'm quite proud of that. That's quite extravagant when I bought that.
Yeah. And do you drive posh cars? Have you got a big house?
We did have a big house, and then when all the kids moved out, we were sitting in this big house, sort of looking about, and we moved into a smaller place, it's a real old place, but it's smaller than what we had, and in fact the place was ideal, but we loved the house, but it didn't have a garden. Right. So I've got myself an allotment now, which I used to have years ago.
You're
so
joking.
Just round the corner. Yeah.
Really? How much time do you spend on your allotment?
Well, most days I'm over there, even though it's like 15, 20 minutes. I wrote a book, Chaz and his Rock and Roll Allotment. Came out about a year ago, yeah. It's still selling well now.
Brilliant. Because actually a family member of mine has just got an allotment, and it's like a drug. They're always down there.
Yeah, it's got everything going for it. As long as you don't overdo it when you get an allotment, don't go over there and spend 8 hours on it and then lay back, because you won't want to go over there again.
Yeah.
If you treat it like I do, mine is just round the corner. I jump on my bike and I'm round there in 5 minutes. 3/4 of an hour at the most, and it makes you feel so good. You get a bit of exercise and you get some nice organic vegetables at the end of it.
Have you got a nice little shed?
I haven't actually, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I've only just got this one. I had the other allotment. I had about 10 or 11 years, but this one is actually closer. It's a neighbour let some of his land out for allotments for the local villagers, and it's a great community, so it's a brand new one. So I haven't got my shed together yet, but that's my next exciting project.
It's not very rock and roll, is it, having an allotment?
It sort of is now, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, because when I was a kid, it was just all the old boys that had the allotments.
Yeah.
No youngsters had an allotment in my granddad's day. But now, there's like teenagers that got allotments, and it's a great. We had an allotment meeting for the first time in the local village hall, and it's a real mixture of people, from young people to old people, and there's a big long waiting list now. When I got this allotment, when we moved to this house, my wife got this allotment, I had a choice of 8 to 10 plots. Now there's a big long waiting list. It really has caught on.
I think it's a necessity. No one's got any money.
Well, it's that as well. The organic thing is not. Years ago, people thought it was a bit cranky, a bit of a gimmick, but now they know it's for real, organic stuff. And to be 100% sure that you're getting organic stuff is by growing it yourself. Yeah. And if you buy me book, they tell you all how to do it.
I'll buy it for my family member.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm talking to Chaz Hodges about allotments.
Yeah.
What's your best crop, if you like? What's the best thing that you grow?
Best thing I grow without fail is onions. Get onion sets. If you don't grow anything, I love onions, raw onions, cooked onions, whatever. Get onion sets at the beginning of about February, March. They're just little baby onions, if you don't know what they look like that. And you just press them in the soil, and then you can pull them as soon as they get to fat spring onion size, and then then let the rest grow on. Pick them every other one, and you can store them. So onions are definitely the best. If you don't grow anything else, grow onions.
I tell you what, when you get your place over here in Spain, we can get you on and you can have a gardening slot.
I'd love it, yeah. I could have a go at growing tomatoes over here, but it goes some nice. Well, I've tasted the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you been around the markets?
Yeah, yeah.
The produce there is wonderful.
Yeah.
And people still insist on going to certain supermarkets to buy their.
Well, I haven't been to the proper market yet. I went to a supermarket yesterday, so
go down the market.
That's what I can't wait. Yeah,
you'll be amazed. And sort of private life at home. Are you social? Do you have lots of parties?
We used to have just family parties, but just this sort of like close get-togethers now.
Yeah.
I mean, our Sundays are very sort of traditional Sundays where like my daughter plays piano. Both my daughters play piano. And my son, he plays piano. We're very musical. And my granddaughter, she plays guitar. And my grandson, he's going to be fantastic. He's 3.5. He absolutely, yeah, and he absolutely loves music. And I'll tell you now, we're talking about music. When my daughter was pregnant with him, and this proves something that babies listen while they're inside the womb.
Yeah.
She showed me. She said, she said he's moving about. She said, feel that, Dad? You can see like bump bump. He's jumping about. She said, as soon as I start playing, he stops. He listens.
Wow.
She said, I'll play the piano. She played the piano. She said, keep your hand there, and he'll stop. And he did. And he stopped all the way through playing the piano. When she stopped playing, he started jumping about again. So he was listening to it.
Yeah. You must be such a cool granddad.
Well, that's nice to know then. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like that most of the family are sort of joining you now on your sort of musical journey.
Yeah, they've all taken it up. As I say, Sundays are great because
I can imagine.
My daughter will get on the piano and she does. My middle daughter Kate, she just loves. And my mum, who's not with us anymore, but she spotted it when Katie was. She said she really loves them old songs, didn't she? And I thought it was a little gimmick, a little phase she was going through. I thought when she gets older she'll be into pop music, but she never did. She loves 30s songs and 40s, 30s mainly, and she just knows them all. And she does these vintage fairs. She loves doing it. She dresses in the 30s style, and well, in fact, it's her 40th birthday coming up in November, and she's having a 40s. We've all got to go dressed as in the 40s. We got fish and chips and a 40s band and everything. So yeah.
Your mum must have been so proud of your success.
Yeah, she was. She died in 1984. So yeah, she saw the good times. Our biggest hit, Ain't No Pleasing You, in 1982. And it was great. It was because one of the greatest things, we topped the Palladium for a week, me and Dave, and got her a box, her own box. And my wife took her in the box and they put the spotlight on her. So I'll still remember that, and she had to get up and wave, and so full house in the London Palladium. So yeah, she was so proud.
And to, top the London Palladium, another highlight, I would think. Yeah,
it was. We did it for a week there, and we had Warren Mitchell on the show, Alf Garnett. Yeah. It was a great week, it really was.
This may be a rumour, you can squash it if you like, but somebody we both know who's actually behind the scenes at the moment said that Lenny Peters told him that you were thinking of writing an opera once?
A musical.
A musical?
Yeah, which we did. We wrote a musical with Johnny Spate. Oh. And it all went... Unfortunately, it all went wrong. When he died, his manager, it was a woman. She got a bit technical with the rights of this, that, and the other, and it all sort of went astray. But we did a musical with Ray Cooney. Yeah. He did a Chas and Dave musical that went on about a year ago, and it was good. He just took our existing songs and wrote a story around it. But there was one or two bits that we weren't mad on the story, me and Dave, and he wouldn't change it. So that's gone by the wayside now. But so there might be a third time lucky somewhere along the line.
So what was the musical that you wrote? What was it about?
It was about, it's Johnny Spate's idea. It was a London family, and the I've got to try and think what the story exactly was now. It was the daughter was getting married, and the dad was pretty skint. He was a East End family, set in the 50s. He was pretty skint, like most of them were in those days.
Yeah.
And he just about got enough money to pay for his daughter's wedding, and the granddad dies. So he's gone to his daughter, like, I've got to put your wedding off because I've got to pay for the funeral. Granddad's got no insurance. I've got to pay for the funeral. And she's gone, you can't, Dad, because I'm pregnant. You know what I mean? So, like, in those days. So he's really, like, he can't afford the two. So somebody says, look, why don't you have the wedding and the funeral on the same day? You use the same cars, the same vicar,
Absolutely.
the same church. You know what I mean? So that's where the fun begins.
Yeah.
But it was a great idea, and it may be picked up again. But
Let's hope so. 'Cause as you say, it's a brilliant storyline.
Yeah, it was a great. He come up with some good stuff. I got to know Johnny very well, and he was a very witty bloke.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, who knows?